अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, Salman Khurshid takes a line completely opposite to that of his party and thankfully says that the abrogation of Article 370 was the best thing to happen. At 8:30 this evening, an unapologetic Kamal Hassan escalates the war over language, refuses to apologize for his remark that Kannada is born of Tamil. At 9 p.m. tonight, we have a huge security churn going on in India, and I will explain why at this time you can only be on either side. Either you're with the country or you're anti-national and against the country. Ladies and gentlemen, very often people ask me what I refer to when I speak of the Vadra Congress. They say, why don't I call it the Congress Party? Why do I call it the Vadra Congress? Now, let me explain why, viewers. Because there are two Congress parties. And mark my words, there will be the breakup where you will have the Vadra Congress on the one side and you will have the Congress Party on the other. What is the Vadra Congress? The Vadra Congress is a sub-party within a party that controls the main party. So there is a Congress Party, I acknowledge. But the group that is controlling the Congress Party from inside is a group centered around Rahul, Sonia, Robert Vadra, Priyanka, and their acolytes. And this small family group, family plus family retainers group, controls the larger structure of the Congress Party. Now, I'm not just saying this out of an assumption, it is a reality. You see, viewers, the Vadra Congress has forced the Congress Party to take a line that has not been the line of the Congress Party in the past. It is what is seen by some to be an urban Naxal line, an extreme left line, a line that compromises national interest. Now, when leaders like Manish Tewari and Salman Khurshid and Anand Sharma go outside as part of the on-party delegation, then they say things which are in national interest. And very often, what they are saying in national interest is the most obvious thing to say. It's the most obvious thing to believe in. But when they are in the country, they are forced to take a line which is the urban Naxal line of the Congress Party. But that is not the line of the Congress Party. It is the line of the Vadra Congress. And since the Vadra Congress is like a holding company that controls the Congress Party, people like Salman Khurshid and Manish Tewari have to take the Vadra Congress line. Do they believe in it? They don't. Do they have to take the line? Obviously they do, because they have to maintain their position in their party, they have to get their Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha tickets and nominations, and hence they compromise. The most recent example, which is a big breaking story in fact today, is when Salman Khurshid has taken a line which is completely antithetical to that of his party as far as Article 370 is concerned. He was in Jakarta, Indonesia, I think, and he has said that this is the best thing that has happened to the country, the abrogation of Article 370. And because of 370, there was an impression that was given that Kashmir was separate and Kashmir remained a problem. But this government, the Modi government, abrogated it, which effectively it was put to an end. And in his view, broadly, the point he's trying to make is that that was the best thing to happen. Now, this position is completely contrary, ladies and gentlemen, to the position of Rahul Gandhi, who said the abrogation of Article 370 was an abuse of executive power, and the abuse of executive power has great implications for our national security. So Salman Khurshid has effectively taken on Rahul Gandhi, and good for you, Salman Khurshid, that you did that. I just wish you did it earlier. I wish you had never taken the urban Naxal line earlier, but as I say, better late than never. See what he said.
Kashmir had a major problem for a long time. Much of that was reflected in the thinking of the government in an article called 370 of the Constitution, which somehow gave an impression that it was separate from the rest of the country. But Article 370 was abrogated. It was abrogated. And it was finally put to an end because so much time has passed. Subsequently, there was an election in 65% participation in election. There's an elected government in Jammu and Kashmir today. And therefore, for people to want to undo everything that has happened, the prosperity that has come to Kashmir is something which is very, very unfortunate.
When you hear Salman Khurshid saying this, you almost have to pinch yourself that it is Salman Khurshid who's saying this, because in the bitter, frustrated, isolated, angry atmosphere of the Vadra Congress-controlled Congress party, this is the same Salman Khurshid who had threatened some time back that the kind of street anarchy that happened in Bangladesh could also happen in India. And now, do understand this, there are two Salman Khurshids. In 2019, he said, I'm against abrogation of Article 370. In 2025, as part of the all-party delegation, he says, it's a good thing to do. Now, while I keep that graphic on air, I want you to think, is Salman Khurshid taking different positions out of political expediency? Obviously so, I think so. But I would also like to believe that he's taking the position out of his realization that the abrogation of 370 was in national interest. However, I'm also compelled or tempted to think that maybe Salman Khurshid did not get an adequate sense of importance or political position or Rajya Sabha seat or whatever he expects from the Congress party leadership, and the party is so weak that it's in no position to do anyone any great favors, not even to their own family members beyond a point, since Robert Vadra himself has been waiting for a chance to fight re-election for a very long time. And hence, since Salman Khurshid realizes there isn't much to gain by taking the Vadra Congress line, he might as well take a pro-nation line. However, Salman Khurshid, I believe that you should take a line that is in national interest. It should not be a line that you take opportunistically depending on which side the political weather is turning. Ladies and gentlemen, however, the bigger story is this. So far, all these parties have never been involved in a national exercise in the way Narendra Modi is involving leaders of all political parties as members of all party delegations. You never had all party delegations earlier. You had a situation, you did have a situation where Atal Bihari Vajpayee was sent on diplomatic assignments by Indira Gandhi. But that, ladies and gentlemen, was an individual being sent. It was never done at an institutional level. The institutional involvement of all political parties for national interest did not happen even after 1974, the first nuclear test, or after 1998, the second nuclear test. Hence, what is happening is remarkable. You have never seen this churn, ever. And at the end of the day, there are only two sides in our political fabric today. Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Robert Vadra, Priyanka Vadra, and their minions on one side. And the rest of the Congress party, which is a large chunk of the Congress party, the rest of the opposition parties, and the NDA on the other. That's the way national politics is divided as of today. Let's debate.
संविधान के अनुच्छेद 303 के अंतर्गत भारत के संविधान के अनुच्छेद 370 के खंड 1 के साथ पठित अनुच्छेद 370 के खंड 3 द्वारा प्रदत्त शक्तियों का प्रयोग करते हुए राष्ट्रपति संसद की सिफारिश पर यह घोषणा करते हैं कि यह दिनांक जिस दिन भारत के राष्ट्रपति द्वारा इस घोषणा पर हस्ताक्षर किए जाएंगे और इसे सरकारी गैजेट में प्रकाशित किया जाएगा, उस दिन से अनुच्छेद 370 के सभी खंड लागू नहीं होंगे, सिवाय खंड 1 के नामक तदनुसार पढ़ा जाएगा। संविधान के समय समय पर संशोधित बिना किसी संशोधन और अपवाद के जम्मू और कश्मीर राज्य पर लागू होंगे।
The landmark moment of Modi government when the abrogation of Article 370 was announced to change the present and future of Jammu and Kashmir. Even back then, the negativity brigade did their best to fearmonger.
And what you do today will have catastrophic consequences in the future.
आप धारा 370 को खारिज नहीं कर सकते. This is a wrong interpretation of the Constitution.
It was the first big step of bringing the Union territory from the past of terror and trauma to what it is today, the Naya Kashmir. Once a dream, Tiranga at Lal Chowk is the norm today. A major decision backed by firm resolution changed the political and social landscape of Jammu and Kashmir.
आज की ये रैली उन लोगों को जवाब है जो कहते थे धारा 370 जाएगी तो खून की नदियां बह जाएगी.
Congress leader Salman Khurshid has lauded the changes that Jammu and Kashmir went through after the abrogation of Article 370 and the fact that Article 370 gave an impression that Jammu and Kashmir was separate from the rest of the country.
Kashmir had a major problem for a long time. Much of that was reflected in the thinking of the government in an article called 370 of the Constitution, which somehow gave an impression that it was separate from the rest of the country. But Article 370 was abrogated. It was abrogated. And it was finally put to an end because so much time has passed. Subsequently, there was an election in 65% participation in election. There's an elected government in Jammu and Kashmir today. And therefore, for people to want to undo everything that has happened, the prosperity that has come to Kashmir is something which is very unfortunate.
What Salman Khurshid has said, it is the reality which has not been acknowledged by Congress party and their leaders. And
Congress is trying hard to counter what one of their own has admitted.
The way you abrogated 370, process was not proper. Proper in a sense, you have not taken Kashmiri people into confidence. You put so many leaders behind the bars. It is not the way. You were not behaving like a prime minister of any democratic country. You are behaving like a dictator.
While the Congress leadership has taken an anti-India line on many recent occasions, is Khurshid's comment a reflection of disquiet and division within the party on national issues?
Tuin Sinha and Sangeet Ragi. Tuin Sinha, BJP spokesperson. Sangeet Ragi is author who's RSS leaning. Nikhil Jain is pro-Congress. Ratnakar Tripathi, who do you support? Salman Khurshid or Rahul Gandhi? Salman Khurshid has said that by removing 370, we removed the impression that Kashmir was separate from the rest of the country. And it was abrogated and that impression was finally brought to an end, which is a position of the government, of the ruling party and most of the people of the country. Rahul Gandhi is against the abrogation of Article 370, calling it an abuse of executive power. And he said this was unilaterally tearing apart of Jammu and Kashmir, abuse of executive power with grave implications for national security. As a Congress leader, who do you support, Salman Khurshid or Rahul Gandhi?
Salman Khurshid ji said what he should have said. He is there as a representative of the government, of the country. On a foreign soil, he said what he should have said. Any person who is representing the country will say so. And in the same press conference, he said the voters turned out for 65%. So, did he say so? That the 65% voters turnout and the elected government on 6 November 2024 passed the restoration of 370 with voice vote. Did he say so? He didn't say so. He just said that yes, abrogation helped. What could he have said? Nahi, abrogation galat hua. It was a wrong decision. So that you could have said ki on the foreign soil, the Congress...
You are truly shocking me. what you are saying, Tuhin Sinha, let me get your response
please,
to
let
that.
me complete first.
What
Let me complete.
Ratnakar Tripathi is saying is that there are two lines. One is a national party line, a national line, a pro-country line, and the other is a Congress line. In other words, he's saying Congress line has to be that against the national line.
You support one who says in India that Muslims are terrorists.
Arnab, if you
all them cut away and then say the Palestinians are terrorists.
One not one above the other.
The foreign soil in Kuwait, Nishikant Dubey says that the terrorism doesn't have any religion. We gave everything to PLO. We called in Yasser Arafat in the non-aligned meet in 83. We gave recognition to Palestine in 88.
Arnab, allow me to come in, please.
He said that Israel is not listening to anyone. We are giving $49 million.
I see no reason why you are getting worked up. Tuhin Sinha is responding to the change of heart of Salman Khurshid.
Yeah.
Tuhin.
You know, Arnab,
if
you consider the specific words of Salman Khurshid, what did he say? Salman Khurshid says that Article 370 had impeded the complete, the complete integration of Kashmir with India. These are exactly the words which the country and which BJP have believed for the last 7 decades. So, he has shown the mirror to Vadra Congress. He has shown the mirror to Rahul Gandhi. And why? Please allow me to speak. I'm saying something important. Why this endorsement? I'm sure, he has realized it over the last 5 years because he has seen development in Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, post the abrogation of Article 370. He has seen from 1986, when Congress was accused of rigging polls along with National Conference, to 2024, when record 65%, he has seen the development and change in Jammu and Kashmir post the abrogation of Article 370, and which is why he is speaking from experience. But, Arnab, today I want to remind you, of the extent to which Rahul Gandhi had gone to oppose Article 370, both in direct and indirect ways. We are all aware of his direct ways. He has, always criticized the abrogation of Article 370. But I am going to remind you of his indirect ways. He met Ilhan Omar on the eve of Jammu and Kashmir elections last year. Do we need to remind the country who is Ilhan Omar? Ilhan Omar has a pronounced anti-India stand and had visited POK in 2022, much against the wishes of Indian government. In 2022 May, he meets Jeremy Corbyn. Again, Jeremy Corbyn is somebody who's his anti-India stand on Jammu and Kashmir is well known. So, across the world, Rahul Gandhi had perhaps been secretly building up an opinion against the abrogation of Article 370, and that is why such assertive words by Salman Khurshid, who, by the way, has been a former Minister of State for External Affairs, holds a lot of importance. It tells the world that the present-day Congress party is reduced to a group of urban Naxals who cannot think in national interest, and that is why Modi ji will continue to lead the country for the next 20 years. I think, this is why Salman Khurshid's words are very, very significant.
Without trying to take away from the debate, I have a question. My question is to the Congress party and its supporters. Why does Rahul Gandhi keep meeting the Pakistan lobbies when he goes outside India? Ilhan Omar is a leader of the Pakistan lobby. And follow-up question to that, Sangeet Ragi, is that will Rahul Gandhi meet Ilhan Omar and Jeremy Corbyn and the other Pakistan lobby people even after Operation Sindoor? I want a commitment from the Congress that the Congress will cut off its connections with the Pakistan lobby because Operation Sindoor is on. We are still in a combat phase. I think they should make this clear. What do you think, viewers? Ratnakar, Sangeet Ragi, what do you think?
I think that Congress has always chosen to align with the narrative of Pakistan and China. I don't think that the Congress party under the leadership of Rahul Gandhi, or you call Vadra Gandhi, I have given a different phrase. I hope that you won't buy, but let me say that it is Italian National Congress. It is not Indian National Congress.
Italian National Congress, okay.
It is Italian National Congress. I have been talking about it for last 3-4 years. And this Italian National Congress, guided by the Vaticans, never have in the past 1 decade we must see. You just map out their policies and their articulation on the national issues. They always have tried to align their narrative with the narrative of China and Pakistan. Even after Sindhu, look at what kind of narrative they are trying to build. How many planes we have lost. Who is asking? Except for Rahul Gandhi, have you seen anybody else to ask this question? When the Operation Sindoor is on its way, it hasn't ended. It has been paused for a moment. Second point, majority of the leaders of the Congress party, Indian National Congress, again I am emphasizing, feel the same way what Salman Khurshid has articulated today. What Salman Khurshid has articulated is the articulation of national mind. This is how the country is feeling about or feels about abrogation of Article 370 or even Operation Sindoor. But the Congress party, Italian National Congress Party, would never accept it as a different narrative altogether. And that is why you look at, you talk to any person from the Indian diaspora, they are very highly critical of the Congress party. They are equating, the Indian National Congress Party with the Pakistani parties or the Pakistani narratives. You talk to anyone from the Indian diaspora. I'm talking about at the global level. You talk to people in the USA. You talk to people in the UK or even Australia. What they are saying that what this man is doing. Is this?
Is there going to be Nikhil? Is there going to be a split in the Congress because there are so many leaders, right?
You wish. Arnab, you wish,
so many
but
leaders,
that's not how it's going to be.
There are so many leaders who believe that the urban Naxal line of the Congress party, the meeting with the pro-Pakistan lobby, the continuous contact with people like Ilhan Omar, Jeremy Corbyn, who are known pro-Pakistan lobbies, right? Talking about saffron terrorism.
Can I now respond?
Talking about saffron terrorism, opposing the Supreme Court verdict on various issues. Salman Khurshid saying Congress should not have declared support for building the Ram Temple, being anti-Ram Temple, calling Lord Ram
and yet
fictitious.
It's the same Salman Khurshid that you're facing today,
I think this overall feeling that the Congress party is basically like it's got vote bank politics in mind. People are uncomfortable with it, and that's why Manish Tewari and Salman Khurshid are declaring their independence. It's a declaration of independence by these leaders.
Can I now please respond, Arnab?
Unless I don't know how these people can work with after having said the right things which they have done, they can't work with this Vadra Congress lobby. So will there be a split with Vadra Congress on one side and Indian National Congress on the other?
Arnab, I think we can write your fictional novels after the news debate ends. Let's talk about issues of news. So first of all, Mr. Tuhin Sinha, the BJP spokesperson, said, I am quoting verbatim that Mr. Khurshid said, Article 370 impeded the integration of Jammu and Kashmir into the rest of India. That is not what he said. You actually ran it in your package, what Mr. Khurshid said. So I am catching the BJP person lying
What's new?
On your television show.
I know, he supported the abrogation of 370.
Secondly,
he supported the abrogation of 370. Be on the point.
The words are different. The words are
not different. If you don't understand English, he said. The words are not different. Don't play with words. Tuhin is responding. Versus. Tuhin is responding. Versus.
Tuhin said Article 370. Salman Khurshid said Article 370 felt like Kashmir was not a part of India. So what is different? What is different from what I said? If these people can't even understand English, they deliberately and maliciously misinterpret the statement of EAM only to benefit their friends in Pakistan and China. And today they are saying that I didn't understand what Salman Khurshid said. What kind of behavior is this? This is exactly why we call you urban Naxals.
Arnab, can I please move on to the rest of the points? And the rest of the point is that Mr. Sinha says that the 1987 elections in Jammu and Kashmir were rigged. That is what he's saying. The Election Commission Coalition of India were organizing those elections. CRPF and Army were overseeing those elections.
I said these were allegations.
Peddling Pakistan's narrative.
Arnab,
This
you can
man
play
is
out
peddling
my
Pakistan's
words.
narrative.
I said they were
Pakistan
allegations.
has been saying to the world for 30 years, 40 years now that the 1987 elections were rigged, and yet you have the BJP person saying the exact same thing. And that is the problem with the BJP. Their line is the same as that of Pakistan. Now he says Operation Sindoor is still on way. Combat is still on way. How can you ask questions? Please don't ask questions. Please don't hold a parliamentary session. But that's not how a democracy works. They need to understand that once the firing is not being done, you can't keep on saying that we are in an active combat situation.
We are in. For God's sake, don't take an urban Naxal line now. We are in. Operation Sindoor is on. For God's sake, don't take an anti-national line.
Heaven's sake, everything is not anti-national. Everything that Prime Minister Modi says, or anybody who's opposing Prime Minister Modi, that is not anti-national. To question the government is the biggest.
Don't do this. People hate this. People hate this.
Specifically need to understand
people
that
hate
Mr.
this.
Sinha will definitely not agree.
People hate to see you doing this, but you still do it.
No.
Your political suicide.
I don't care what I care. I care about my country.
Every time they ask, "Hamare kitne viman gire?" Every time the perverse glee which they derive in asking what are the losses on our side. How come I have never seen them celebrate when the DGMO lists out 11 PAF bases which have been completely destroyed? I never see them celebrating them. How come they are so desperate to find out what are the potential losses on our side? It almost seems they have been tasked by their foreign collaborators to find out this information. That is the reality. I don't see them
gunned down the people in Pahalgam. You catch the terrorists who gunned down the people in Pahalgam. And so far as Mr. Khurshid's statement is concerned, that's the people.
You've been cut off now.
उनको बहुत जल्द मारेंगे उस दिन आप रोइएगा मत जैसे बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर के बाद सोनिया गांधी रोई थी उस दिन आप रोइएगा मत. Very soon they will be brutalized. The Pahalgam terrorists will also be brutalized. We have started the countdown from 1999. IC-814 hijack. We have killed the terrorist of that involved in that hijack. We have killed the terrorist involved in the murder of Daniel Pearl. And very soon we will come down to the 2025 Pahalgam terrorists also. They will equally be brutalized beyond your imagination. But on that day, please don't shed tears like the way you people had shed tears in the Batla House encounter.
No, I think Ratnakar Tripathi, just an acknowledgement will be fine. I don't want much. I just want you to acknowledge that whenever there were terrorist attacks by Pakistan, you did nothing. That's why your position was anti-national. And whenever, you see, I'll tell you, 29th October 2005, Delhi bomb blast, 67 people were killed, 200 people were injured. You did nothing. You never did anything. When there were serial blasts in trains, 11 July 2008, 189 people were killed. 800 people were injured. Youngsters, listen to me. This Congress party, this Congress party represented by Ratnakar Tripathi here, it did nothing. I don't know why they were like this. In Jaipur, there were serial blasts. 2008, this happened 6 months before 26/11. 71 people died, 185 people were injured. Ratnakar Tripathi, what did you do? You said, we want Aman Ki Asha, we want peace talks.
Yeah,
you never did anything, Ratnakar Tripathi. Problem is you are lucky young people. Do you think young people don't remember that? You had a policy of working for Pakistan and with Pakistan. You never attacked Pakistan. There was no major attack by you on Pakistan. 2,000 people were killed in terrorist strikes. You did nothing.
The youngsters will find out what we did.
The youngsters know.
Pakistan, we divided Pakistan, what we did. So, I don't care what you say, sir.
You may not, but the people of the country do.
Now, let me speak, sir. I listen to your supporter of the Beijing Jeeping party, the BJP.
You are the ones who have got a signed deal with the Communist Party of China.
The external affair minister says, no. They are the bigger economy. What do you say? We shall go and fight with as a smaller economy with China.
He's never said those words.
Oh, the video is here.
Never used those words.
Shall I play it?
You're mutilating words, which is your habit.
No, I am not mutilating.
You are.
Not AI fiction. You know it, he said. No. They are bigger economy. And what do you think? Are you mad? We should, as a smaller economy, we should go and pick fight with China.
Name a single terrorist attack after which you carried out a strike on Pakistan. Simple. Give me one example. No, Sangeet Ragi. Simple. Ratnakar Tripathi. Name one attack after which you decided to take military action against Pakistan.
He never got attacked in...
Arnab, Ratnakar ji, just listen to me. Ratnakar ji, just listen to me. The national outrage that evolved after attack on India by the terrorists. Every Congress party decided to convert into a dossier given to the information, Pakistan, and convince them that
they were at our airbase. The anti-national stand by BJP in Pahalgam, 27 people were killed by the terrorists. And you cease fire when the Pakistani shelling...
One minute. I'll get Tuin Sinha. Ratnakar ji, you are senior to me. I'm not shouting at you, but I'll ask you something. 27 people were killed in Pahalgam. You are correct. 27 people were killed. Listen to me. Listen, don't shout. 27 people were killed. 27 people were killed in Pahalgam. You are correct. And after that, we carried out strikes on the 6th of May and destroyed their terrorist camps, and we used the BrahMos to bomb their nuclear bases and military installations and air bases. But when 26 people were killed on the 13th of September 2008 in Delhi, when 135 people were injured, what the hell did you do?
Dr. Goswami...
What the hell did you do? What did you do? You were the cowards.
I'll tell you what they did.
What did you do?
Arnab, I'll tell you what they did. Exactly 7 months after 26/11, they brought home the shame of Sharm el-Sheikh.
Why did you do so?
The shame of Sharm el-Sheikh. Manmohan Singh, exactly 7 months after 26/11, goes to Sharm el-Sheikh, and there he agrees with Pakistan Prime Minister, then Pakistan Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani, that India's role in Balochistan should be interrogated. Imagine the kind of humiliation, imagine the kind of embarrassment Manmohan Singh had brought to the country just 7 months after 26/11.
Yes.
And we all know they were incapable of taking action. July 2006, 200 plus people were killed in train blasts in the country. In Mumbai, there were 11 or 12 train blasts on the evening of July 11, 2006. So all of these blasts, all of these terror attacks went unpunished. We are not even, we know that you were incapable. You probably enjoyed, bombing Mizoram in 1966. That is all you could do. But when it came to action against Pakistan, you could never grow out of Aman ki Asha. We have shown you what is BrahMos ki Bhasha. My only expectation from Rahul Gandhi today, and I am asking this from the Congress representative on your show, can Rahul Gandhi commit that in future, in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor, he will not go abroad and, meet the Pakistan lobby leaders in UK and USA? Can you give me that commitment today on the show?
Tuhin Sinha, you first answer that why did you cease fire when more than 17 people were killed by Pakistani shelling? Why did the state kill them? In the Pahalgam, 27 people were killed by terrorists.
DGMOs have answered this question.
Government killed their own citizens.
Okay, there were twofold objectives. There were twofold objectives of our action of Operation Sindoor, and those objectives were achieved. One was to kill terrorists. We attacked 9 terror bases, and when Pakistan attacked us, we retaliated by causing them collateral damage by destroying 11 of their PAF air bases. The ceasefire is a technically incorrect term over here. It was Pakistan which pleaded us to stop our punitive action. We agreed to them only on the condition that Pakistan...
Well, I don't think the Congress party traditionalists will change their line. But I welcome the change of heart of Salman Khurshid, because clearly he is realizing that everything he's done in the past by towing the Vadra Congress line is wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, politically speaking, the Vadra Congress is therefore a holding company with majority equity in the Congress party. But things are changing. The Vadra Congress will lose control very soon. That's my prediction.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।